Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. It is March 11th already, 2026. Amazing. I can hardly believe it. I hope the day is treating you kindly, everybody, no matter what time it is for you. I hope everything is going smoothly and that you're happy, healthy, and whole. Excuse me. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's real nice. Well, we got the fire going. The home fire is burning, and we got some raindrops falling outside. There's some... Well, obviously, we have some folks out there that are very magical, and they pray to gods or lords or whatever that are of a lower vibration than the rainbow covenant holder, and gifters. So they're out there looking to claim a high vibrational person to feed into their system, their matrix system. They need an energy supply, but God stated that this was the end of their relationship with batteries. And the mother stated to be prepared, that they would not obtain you and that they won't survive either. So, I mean, we just have to wait and see what happens, right? Be prepared. And then just the other day, 3 days ago or so, as these guys were talking throughout the night like they do, the words "get ready" flashed before my eyes without sound. So something is happening, and it's gonna be something serious, because we got those that have been, they have to step down because they desecrated everything, but they're really upset, and they feel that if they can gain this sacrifice, that they can regain control over this situation. If they can harvest a powerful energy and gift and source connected body, temple, that they will be able to then continue in this war successfully. So right now, everything's being dismantled, and some folks are getting kind of kicked out because they've been stealing the life of others and pimping them out. And it's not conducive to a happy home environment, right? Where children are being raised and such. So God's kind of mad. From what I understand, he wants this pimping of the organic people to be stopped. And this forced breeding crap. For it is not divine nor holy. Whew, please forgive me if the fire alarm goes up. I burnt a little more than I had thought I was. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit, please cleanse this space. Mother, Father, Most High, creators of all that is, please invite in our happy friends, our good friends, our protectors and guardians. And please send out protections to those who have recently perhaps gained a new perspective. I hope. Amen. Why do? Well, I just don't want to waste it, I want you guys to be able to enjoy it. So we'll just leave it right there. All right, for almost 5 minutes in, we're going to go ahead and get started on this read, everybody. Thank you for your patience. It is Wednesday, and it is March 11th. So let us see what's going on. We got the sun here. So there could be a rebirth of something. There's a rebirth. So the sun, there's a positive rebirth here. And somebody's being restricted here. They're losing their money because you're coming into your reward, and the justice is occurring. The law of cause and effect based on the truth, and it's closing out this cycle for the Empress. The high vibrational divine mothers in this realm who've been carrying such a heavy burden of suffering. So, yeah, there's a rebirth here for that. And we got a whole bunch. She's being elevated up into her status of, nobility and dignity, as the bringer of life. So God is kind of like, I think that the upper divine, the true divine, upper divine masculines, they're kind of repulsed by what these others have been doing here. So, yeah, we got some changes happening. All right, everybody, in the central energy, what do we got going on for the collective and the planetary circumstance, please, Spirit? We got the Eight of Cups here. So somebody's disappointed. They got to walk away. Like, there's just defeat. They got to walk away from whatever they were doing. In the challenge position, we've got the Page of Pentacles. So skill development. They could have been challenged by, maybe they weren't skillful enough to take on the endeavor that they had been working on, and now they're walking away disappointed. In the subconscious, Queen of Cups. So they're thinking about the Queen of Cups, the love of divine feminine, remaining emotionally stable. So because you are still compassionate, still loving, still emotionally stable, you're not malice, you're not vengeance, you're not out there trying to disrupt anybody's peace or safety. You're just sitting there being your loving self, caring about people. In the recent past, the Hierophant. The Hierophant, there is a Hierophant, and a higher authority, could be God himself. Here regarding, regarding the forgiveness or the retribution. Could be something about some kind of an institution. I don't know. We got the Star. So the Star. So God could be here looking at the energy of the stars, the healers, the rejuvenators. There could be a Hierophant in some church that is looking at the star, this healer. They're looking at somebody that's got the eternal life in the womb. They're looking at somebody who's a powerful enough healer that they can heal and bring life to. They're calling somebody, everything they touch is gold, is revitalized. They're talking about an African American woman. And then just the other day, they were talking about an African woman. Now, I don't know if they're the same two people, but there are also some fair-skinned, powerful, divine women out there too. And these nasties who operate their facility on sacrifice, human sacrifice, are looking to see which one they want to harvest. So they're in the final decision-making process as of yesterday, as of their messaging. We're down to the final decision. Okay. I find it rather interesting that they're doing this when they know that there's greater divine beings here that are aware of, listening, just as much aware of this discussion as everybody else is. So in the near future, and it's interesting to me, you know, because the females who have been so violently brutalized lifetime after lifetime, you know, those who were not the puppets of Nasty Jack, doing his bidding to try to squash the stars, to keep them in that hellhole so that they can continue drawing off the energy, the battery, right? So we got in the near future, we've got the Ace of Cups, love, and the Two Cups. So the Star, you got the Ace of Cups of love. There's a proposal in a marriage. In a marriage connection. You may already be spiritually wed. You got some folks out there. So these nasties that think they are running the world, that they have the right and the authority to possess, consume, sell off, use, abuse, in any way that they wish to, the beings holding the essence of the sun within them. It's crazy to me. They're looking for their harvest. They got a big black hole soul demon, whatever, that they have to feed. And they need to get the strongest ones so that they can assume the most authority and the most power. So, the lens is being looked through. Ten of Pentacles. They want your Ten of Pentacles, which means they got to consume you and then kick you out of the way. Or assume your identity. Consume you and then assume the identity. That's what they've been doing. Apparently, like these guys, they don't have any idea what's going to happen to the universal gatekeeper or the planetary gatekeeper or the planetary mother or the planetary stabilizer. I mean, these guys are out to take all the people that are here to do good in the realm. It's crazy to me. But, you know, the devil wants this space, and they have an idea that they want one life form, one flesh suit for both male and female, and they want to continue in that transition. So we got the Knight of Cups. There is a proposal here in the environment. It could be your true two. We're just going to have to wait and see. Like, they may actually come forward. We're going to have to get more clarification on that. Hopes and fears. We've got the Two of Pentacles. You're keeping yourself balanced. You got lots of stuff going on right now with your time, with your projects, and you're balancing it out just fine. It could be that they're worried about that. They need to knock you out of balance so that they can get the power of 3. So there's a teamwork, a collaboration. They want to collaborate. They want to continue collaborating, but they haven't been collaborating to produce anything necessary for families, or to support and empower the children that are coming up into the next generation of adults. Instead, it's like they're playing games to keep people from becoming a competitor or to increase in their own status. And it's like these ancestors that had this baneful magic and that were harvesting other people's energies to do it. They had developed this kind of a trap scenario in the realm, and it's all coming undone, because an insider was able to break through the barrier and wiggle their way up into those upper dimensions and present the truth. And so the bridge and the connection systems have come back online. So we've got charity here. You've got some stuff, everything that you have earned through being courageous and strong. It's like you're using to support and enliven your community. You're free here. You are free of the rivals. You're free of the rivals. It could be this Page of Wands is entering into a state of limitless potential because being free of the rival. We've got the High Priestess here, victorious and publicly recognized as an upper dimensional divine being. We've got a new beginning. So there's a new beginning, a new start to this abundant future here. We got Queen of Wands. She's very determined to get rid of these entities that had been jacking everybody's life around, that had been harvesting their soul, that had been presenting themselves as having the same value just by bumping nasties, you know, getting frisky or whatever. Call in judgment. So there's call in judgment and getting out of there, because the passion of divine feminine doesn't want nasty Jack coming in and slithering his way into the family tree when he's got these evil intents. So these guys have been the enemy. These hypersexualized fellas and women that don't commit to anything except for feeding the devil, right? So you've been working hard on a routine. You're very weary here, but your boundaries are still firm, and you're moving into a period of total love and support because you're able to persevere through the stuff here. There's new love on the horizon. New high vibrational love. Now, these upper dimensional masculines are quite upset that these nasty jacks, sorry, Jack, that have been holding back the divine feminines at the gate. So the divine feminines and masculines, but they have a whole nother plan. I can only speak for the feminines. I know that they've done some terrible things to the boys, but I'm speaking on the feminines because I'm a feminine. So, you know, they get you when you're just a little girl, a little teeny tiny girl, you know, and they kind of, they have this, this passion project, which is literally a program of defiling everything pure so that this breakthrough wouldn't have been able to happen. But somebody out there did purify, somebody out there did the shadow work, somebody out there was able to manage themselves well when these entities were trying to trigger your wounds of history. So you held it together and they weren't able to drag you back down, and therefore you broke on through. And now all these upper dimensional divine masculines are pissed because they understand now that they've been sending up replacements. People, these feminines that had not been through the struggle, that didn't actually legitimately earn these gifts. They're actually just doing magic on everybody. The true divine stars, the Empress, she doesn't do magic on people. She's aligned, holy. And you know, these guys have been talking about patron saints. So it's like there's this Queen of Cups perhaps, star, like on, I don't know whether it's some timeline. Apparently there's a church that's dedicated to the mother, and it could be that there's some saints and stuff, some female saints. It's like the things are getting shifted around. So like on some of these timelines, on these new cycles, it's like it's the church or the religious atmosphere is different, apparently. And that wasn't due to these men's choice. It was due to the people's choice, as far as I understand. Because it was the mother that broke through. It was the divine feminine that was able to push beyond the discomfort, as mothers always do in childbirth or anytime they're birthing anything. They push through the pain and they get it done, right? They always get it done. So we got somebody's disappointed. They're walking away. They're not taking part of your destiny. They don't get to take part of in your destiny. They walked away from you. They walked away from you. They made me believe our connection wasn't real and that it was just a waste of time. I know now that was untrue. Destiny had a different plan for us. So, Destiny had a different plan. Whoever this was, they walked away from you and your destiny. They boogied on out. They boogied on out. They listened to the devil. The devil said, you know what he said? Or at least one of these guys said, he promised that I could keep her forever if he kept her in that hellhole, if he punished her enough, if he hurt her enough. The devil promised him that he would always have this beautiful supply of this high priestess empress if he could just cover her in enough shame, enough blame, enough filth. He could always have the riches of the soul of that woman. They walked away. And now they're getting left behind. Page of Pentacles, skill development. They're challenged by skill development. They're challenged by manifesting something. They want to make a small offer. They have a destiny, had a different plan for us. They walked away. They said the connection wasn't real. They listened to other people and their gossip, and then they based decisions for their life and those who they are in relationship with on rumor, on falsehood, on fear. This is not a powerful man. This is somebody who allows the crowd to steer him. And when the woman says, oh no, then they said, oh, she's bad for you, Johnny. You should just stick a knife in it and give her back to the devil, boy. It wasn't real anyway. Twin flame in the reverse. So, Page of Pentacles. Trying to manifest an opportunity. They're not a twin flame. They can't help but want you physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You are all they think about when they're alone and lost in their thoughts. Our twin flame connection drives me insane. But you got twin flame in the reverse. So they're not part of your destiny. They walked away from you. They didn't want to have anything to do with you. They're not your twin flame. They rejected their twin flame. They didn't want you. They're thinking about you, your love, Queen of Cups. You're so loving, but they freaking, they thought you were scum. Now, it could also be, like the card says, they made me believe our connection wasn't real and that it was just a waste of time, so they left you behind. Now, apparently the story, this is lifetime after lifetime, this has been going on. You have a tribe of people who think they own every life in the world, and they have been misguiding these men. They have been telling them that their true divine feminine was not their true divine feminine, and they have been kicking them back out into the valley of the shadow of death as an imposter, and then punishing them for magic that they never fucking did. Queen of Cups, compassionate and caring, emotionally stable. They're not in control of their own mind. They don't make their own decisions. They're not a sovereign being. They don't have the flame that's connected to source lit up inside of them. They're not in alignment with you. They're not your twin flame. They think they are our twin flame connection. Well, no, excuse me. That doesn't look like no twin flame connection to me. They were spreading misinformation. Him and all his freaking girlfriends lying about you. They might be thinking about all those jealous Julizia freaking hoe bags that wanted to get on, ride that freaking pony, right? Spreading rumors about this queen, this loving person. They threw away a destiny with their twin flame because these Julizia hoe bags spread malicious rumors. And then what? She was what? The Hierophants here in the recent past could be God himself, could be a religious man misleading everybody, or he's worried about the people. This could be the one that's worried about the people because he's a rosy boyfriend and he's been sacrificing roses the whole freaking time to serve the people, to keep them from what? To keep them from eating their own malicious, vicious, lustful deviancy. They've been piling it on the female, on the rose. Now, I don't know if that's this Hierophant. Who is this Hierophant spirit? Is this Hierophant God, or is it the malicious one that was sacrificing the mothers over and over and over again in order to... We got rejection. Freaking no. The Hierophant says no. So the Hierophant is no. The Hierophant's saying no. Blaming themselves for rejection. Feeling unworthy of acceptance. Feeling trapped in a cycle of rejection and unable to break free. This Hierophant could be blaming themselves for rejecting the star. This Hierophant may very well be somebody that threw you away. They didn't see you as their twin flame, Queen of Cups. All these little bitches that wanted to be with him said, oh, pick me, I'm a sovereign being, I'm an angel, I'm an empress, oh yes, I'm an empress. Yeah, I'm wearing a fucking memories of a sacrificed one, maybe. They love that game. These a-holes portraying themselves as high-dimensional fellas, rejecting the stars, the empresses, the high priestesses, and embracing The powers of three. I guess they needed three, honey. A high priestess just wasn't good enough. They needed gossiping, shadow-dwelling witches doing shit. Oh, that's what they prefer. Is that what they prefer, Star? And now they're all pining after you because you got your light back and your love back. It could be that this Hierophant is blaming themselves for your rejection. That they listened to the gossip of these devil fucking worshipers pretending that they were holy because they were wearing the sacrificed essence of those who were holy. Sacrificing sacrilegious people by committing sacrilege on the stars, the high priestess, the empress that was directly connected to source. This asshole rejected the mother. He threw away destiny with her. He said, "You're not my fucking twin flame, bitch. Get the fuck out." And he harvested her and then attempted to destroy her reputation as a God-fearing woman, as a source-connected divine one. That's exactly what the bitch did. He should blame himself. He hates the mother. And he prefers Jezebel, witches, sleeping with everybody, man. Ooh, tantric. Ooh, tantric. Yeah, God damn it. They did not answer the call for help. This Hierophant rejected the star and did not answer the call for help. He's not connected to source. If he couldn't see that this star, high priestess, empress was divine, then he can't see shit. And the truth of the matter is he didn't want to. He did not want to. He listened for decades, for centuries, and then proliferated the event over and over and over again. Oh, and now what is he going to do? He's going to say, "Oh, they had me convinced it wasn't real." The Hierophant, listening to some, what, Joe Schmo devil worshiper out here in a fucking top hat? "Oh, they made me believe it wasn't real." Okay, Hierophant, what the hell are you doing wearing this suit? What are you doing wearing a Hierophant suit if you can't tell that somebody is lying to you about the destiny that you had with your twin flame, your star, your Queen of Cups? This is not a godly man. This is a devil worshiping man, and they who had him convinced are also worshiping the same fucking devil. The star, what does it say? There could be somebody here, this person here. You got to be careful because these ones want to get back into your freaking money. Okay, they've been cut out. These witches and all this shit doing the bidding of this Hierophant, they're coming back in, trying to get into your good graces. They need a sacrifice, and it requires a relationship. Gambled. So, Ace of Cups, marriage. Two of Cups here. You got some nasty fucker out here making a gambling bet. Excuse me, they gambled on you last time, Star, High Priestess, Empress, but you survived. And now you're out here shining, and the actual source recognizes you. You are identifiable, and now you got this ass who's not part of the crowd coming back in your world here. Somebody who didn't bother helping you at all. Heard you suffering, heard everybody hurting you. And you know what? I think that asshole sent them in because he didn't believe it was real. He lit into you with everything that he had at his power, this Hierophant. All his beautiful magical skills. He laid upon you. Why? Because he wanted this 10 of Pentacles. Why? Because he's got to support his gang, man. These are his people that he's so worried about. He's worried about these people. And you were supposed to pay the way for their increase. But you survived. So they're out here now trying to make a gamble. They're trying to make a bet. They're gambling out here trying to get into your 3D space and get a marriage contract. Because they want money. They don't give a shit about your personality. They'll throw that back into the shit pile as soon as they grab a hold of your soul again. There's no men here in this realm, as far as I'm concerned, that have anything to do with this Hierophant that are trustworthy. These passion project bullshit artists, these fancy pants boys, and others, no. Fuck. You guys are sick. Fatal blow. 10 of Pentacles. Fatal blow. The doctrine of mutually assured destruction prevents conflict. Irreversible damage is in sight. Facing the conflict head on could have prevented total destruction. So we've got a 10 of Pentacles and fatal blow. Somebody wants to take a gamble. Somebody wants to deliver you a fatal blow. But first, they need a relationship. You've got this Hierophant out here. Blaming himself. He's worried about the people. You survived. God Almighty can see very clearly what he's been doing to you. And now they're desperate to get back into your energy so that they can unalive you and get back into the game. Because you were the secret weapon. You were the weapon that this asshole has been operating on. This is the one who operates on the sacrifices of the roses and all of the gifts and all of the upper dimensional status and wealth comes with. They sacrifice and then they don't answer the call for help. They leave you there alone so that you can get a nice big payout at the end of the journey and they can collect this asshole. So we've got Knight of Cups, Prince Charming, and we've got loneliness, distant twin flame. So this Knight of Cups could be your lonely distant twin flame, or it could be that your distant twin flame is going to take care of them. We've got the 2 of Pentacles here. Oath. Oath. You're managing your oath. You endured the pain. You did it all by yourself. This Hierophant rejected you. He swore that you weren't real. He punished you, lifetime after lifetime. They were pissed that you kept reincarnating, that you kept coming back. And they kept trying to get it harder and harder and harder. And they said, every time we hit her hard, she comes back harder. They couldn't figure out why you fucking wouldn't die. This prick and his fucking magic group. They rejected you. And then they spent centuries torturing you. Fuck. Excuse me, son of a bitch. Power of 3. 3 of Pentacles here. Excuse me, he's supposed to be a man of God. And he's been harvesting you at the fucking gate and not letting you pass for centuries. They made me believe the connection wasn't real. They made me believe you weren't really a twin flame. It's all their fault. Typical, narcissistic, abusive magician, sorcerer, piece of shit, destroying the mother that he was supposed to have a destiny with. They never loved. They didn't research. They couldn't feel. They couldn't see. And they're in the hierarchy? malicious rumor, jealousy, throwing love into the trash, deviantly. Oh, they made the Hierophant believe, oh, they have more authority over his own consciousness and awareness than the Most High God. He's just admitting he has no power. He's interested in money. He's overloaded now with condemnation. Everybody can see what he's been doing with the commitment. He's been prostituting everybody on the internet, and they made an unfair assessment of you while they were consuming you and wearing your royal mask. There's a trump card here. You've got special powers here. Reserved power, using it. This Mr. Routine, this Mr. Teddy Bear Boy that gets married just to kick her down the mountain once she pushes that love up after having been abused so often. Yeah, we got to escape. Escape. You escaped, and you are the secret weapon, and your channel is being promoted. Everybody can see very clearly. They've been raked through the freaking coals, man. And for decades, while you cried out for ease, they rejected you. They rejected you. They said, there was no way this was real. You're not who you are. They could not see because they're not holy. Or they did see, and they thought by feeding you to the black hole soul that they actually worship, they would get a good prize, a good reward. Your fucking 10 of Pentacles. We got a danger, smart ass, bad freaking news. They manipulated you. They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. This Hierophant rejected the High Priestess. This Hierophant rejected the Empress. This Hierophant rejected love. They manipulated and pimped out the energy. And when there was crying, they said, fuck you. You're not getting your destiny. You're not getting your twin flame. That's what this Hierophant said. Now they're being warned because they're mimicking everybody that they're whoring around with. This sexual deviancy, this prostitution, and they get them when they're just children. And they screw up their whole spiritual destiny and inheritance and their vital force. They desecrate everything. Peeping, stalking, peeping. There's going to be an unexpected surprise from across the distances for Casanova. Fatal freaking blow, Casanova. Your ass is grass. You're going into the fucking shredder. You know why? Because you don't have anything to offer. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. The gift is reaching out first, and you're not going to get nothing because she's independent and successful. And danger is approaching Mr. Hierophant here. Protected by forces that this independent woman knows nothing about. Why? Because she's actually holy. And they were pretending. She's actually been reunited, recognized, identified by the Most High. Re-established in the Rainbow Covenant. Oh, we're getting a new beginning, all right, and they need a lifesaver because there's a deadline, and they're not going to be stepping on this new family tree. They threw you away. So, what we have now is we got you. You came out, and now they're going to come in, and they're going to be like, oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Oh, marriage, marriage, marriage. They're taking a gamble. They're hoping to re-bind you in a contract. I would not worry about it because God will either make you fiercely reject it or you will know that it's your person. But right now, I think they're going to get a fatal blow because your actual twin is here. And your actual twin is real fucking mad because you got this Hierophant here who has been denying you your initiation reward. And they've been sending up replacements. weak kitchen witches to replace a high priestess empress. This Hierophant has been doing sacrifice of the rose. This Hierophant has been running his church or whatever he's got going on the life, on the sacrificed rose. And he's been doing it for a while. And he's been denying her true twin. This has been going on for a long time. Many of you, myself included, have been single. Not allowed to have a family, not allowed to have, any of that good stuff that most people get to have. Love in your life, companionship, any of that. I mean, they did leave me the dog. I suppose they felt that was demeaning, because they hate the dog. But they don't know. This dog and all dogs love far more than they ever could. These entities claiming to be close to God, they rejected the star. And then they did not help her or him. They just left you out there and denied you your destiny. Now they will be denied forever. They will be denied forever. So they're coming up here in the central energy. We got the Ace of Cups, love, proposal, and marriage. The Two of Cups. We do have gambling here. Somebody's feeling trapped. We're going to get more clarification. So the powers of three are looking to get you abandoned again, or maybe they are getting abandoned. The efforts seem invisible and feels undervalued. Experiences genuine hurt and feels deeply betrayed. It could be that the powers of three that have been working with this Hierophant feel deeply betrayed, because this Hierophant was supposed to be in a religious authority, a spiritual counselor and whatnot, and they've been denying them these stars. They've been covering them in this filth that they've been swimming in this realm. And then they've been denying these high vibrational, upper dimensional divine masculines, their divine feminines, their stars, their twins. Your soul came back online. Your energy has returned. And there's been a spiritual reset. So the Hierophant is getting left behind. They were telling everybody, they were telling your twin that it wasn't real, that you weren't real. And they were giving them a replacement. They were driving insanity through you, driving this anger, hardening your waters with this occult concentration crap. Your soul came back online. It's very clear who you are. These ones have been harvesting you at the gate and stealing your wealth, your gifts, your vitality. You're a massive soul. They've kept you here thousands of years, and you have earned your ascension many times. You have far outgrown the power that this Hierophant holds. And that is why you are seen. And that is why they are seen as a fraud. A very vicious, jealous, envious fraud. Your soul came back online. They tried to dim the light of your soul by sucking the life out of you. For centuries, we've got sickness. And when people get on that medicine, the medicine continues to deteriorate the health and vitality, the energy production of the temple. The organs start to fail. Everything shuts down. And that's how they do it, man. It's sick. So they've been denying you your destiny, and they are not going to take part in it. They're getting rejected now from everything because your soul is back online, and they're challenged now. We got a Page of Pentacles here. So they could be challenged by your skill development. They're challenged by your skill development. They're challenged because They didn't want to help you physically. They said, no, you weren't a twin flame. They probably attacked you spiritually. And now they're lost in their thoughts, going insane, because your soul came back online and they rejected you. They hurt you over and over and over again. And now you're done explaining. No more justifying. There's a silent exit. You're protecting your energy. There's no more entanglement with these people. It's been thousands of years and they didn't even bother to research. They just believed whatever they told them to believe. And they effed up every time. Their own twin flame. Now they're going to be driven insane because they were driving insanity through you, insisting that you weren't who you said you were. And you are a powerful divine woman, Queen of Cups, Empress, High Priestess, Queen of Wands, loyal, royal energy, power in your womb, eternal life. And they were abandoning you, throwing your love after all of this work that you were doing to get up that mountain, just to have this person say, no, don't. I heard this guy arguing for like 2 hours with somebody. She's earned all of this. She's passed all her tests. She succeeded in this and that and this and that. And the guy kept saying, no, 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 drop it. It went on for 2 hours, man. They refused to let the star, to let the light, the healer, advance into the upper realm, whose soul already happens to be a soprano. You came from those spaces, but they held you trapped here. They refused to let you go because they're addicted to your energy, because without your energy, they have no energy. And they have no source connection. That's why they didn't help you. They thought they had you on an impossible path. They thought they had defiled and degraded and desecrated you so thoroughly, physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically. Every food substance is poison. All of the medicines are too. There's unknown amounts of magic being thrown at you by so many people. Well, this isn't for everybody, but if you're a target, most certainly, and you're having to go through it, and they didn't even bother to help you. They insisted that you were not going to get up into that upper space. They gave you an impossible life path, and they refused you at the gate over and over and over again, while they took your initiation reward, wiped you of your memory, sanitized you, nebulized you, shut you down in every way, so that God couldn't hear you. And then gave your memories to a copycat to take your place with your twin flame, who they insisted you were not. But your soul came back online, and I think your twin sees you now, and it's like, hey, Jack. It could be this nasty Hierophant convinced your twin flame that you were not a twin flame. Which means, were you ever really a twin flame if they couldn't sense you? Well, maybe, because these guys are expert at cutting cords, at destroying psychic skills, at stealing different sensitivities and, the life force potency and all of that. So you're the star. They did not want you to help. We've got stalking your socials. Somebody's secretly obsessed with you. They're watching you. You didn't receive any help, and now you're not helping anybody. It's like, piss off. It could be that God is rejecting those who refuse to help you. Take it as it resonates. I'm getting all fired up, man. We got the Ace of Cups, love here. There's a spiritual marriage. Two of Cups. So we got gambling. Somebody's feeling like they're trapped in a slot machine. Blocked AF. Those who gambled you are blocked AF. talking to the void, texting them, no reply, left hanging, blocked AF. They cannot text you. There's no talking to the void. There's no texting you. They're blocked AF. They can't do anything. Anybody who gambled with these Two of Cups love unions are out, man. They're out. They cannot touch it. You can't have that energy. Oh no. You're not talking to the void. The message is very clear. They're getting shut out. They want you to be shut out, but they gambled you. And it could very well be too that just use your discernment, because you got somebody stalking your social. Hello, darling. And they see that you got this Ace of Cups love and union here. So they might be trying to take a gamble to come in and talk to you, but they're blocked, ghosted AF. You got this 10 of Pentacles here. You got financial security, but there is a fatal blow coming. Somebody's in danger. They're hiding their feelings. It could be that you getting this 10 of Pentacles is a fatal blow to them. And they're like, oh no, they're hiding it. They're hiding it, right? They're stalking your socials. They're very upset. How dare you live? This was supposed to be the Hierophant. This is like the upper religious people that actually, you know, unalive everybody cycle after cycle after cycle and then reset the religion. And it's all about us because Source Creator doesn't exist for us here. Oh no, no, no. But your soul came back online. Queen of Cups, High Priestess. Somebody found you. So we got a Knight of Cups here. We got Knight of Cups. There could be a proposal. Prince Charming. There's a distant twin flame fueling your journey. What's going on? Oh. Well, I don't know about that. Let's just see. Let's just see. I want to make sure I get it right. Let me just see. Making sure I get it right. Knight of Cups, we've got Knight in Shining Armor, Distant Twin Flame, fueling your spiritual journey and inner growth. Solar Venture reveals hidden truths and personal growth. It's not me, it's trauma, triggering projection, inner wounds, gaslighted, manipulated, doubting yourself, twisted truth. Two of Pentacles, balanced. You're managing yourself. We've got an oath. Unity and diversity. You're doing just fine. They gaslighted you. This distant twin flame gaslighted you. This distant twin flame threw you away because this religion, these religious people told them that you weren't their twin flame. They told them that you weren't the star, the healer, the rejuvenator. They told him that you weren't the daughter of a lion, that you weren't who you... So they left you. And now it looks like we got gaslighted. It's not me, it's trauma, whatever the heck. You're doing fine. You're balanced in this oath. You always come back. You always come back. False hope. So we've got a twin flame, a distant twin flame coming back. They want to come in and they want to re-up the connection. This could be somebody from a previous life. Your soul came back on. They got to come back. They got to recontract with you. They got to rebind you to some contract so that they can command your gifts, your energy, your mind, your consciousness, your temple, and your connections to these upper dimensional spaces. They want to command your identity and give it back to their Jezebels. They've got a group of 3 here, the 3 of Pentacles, and we've got abandonment in the trash. Efforts seem invisible and feels undervalued. Experiences genuine hurt and feels deeply betrayed. Only when convenient. Used for attention. Emotional utility. No depth. Power of 3. Teamwork. Abandonment. Only when convenient. So the team of those who abandoned love. They're obsessed with it. They don't have any peace. It's never really over. Should have been done. This is dragging on. Used and discarded. You chose them. You chose them. This is a love bombing. This is a love bombing thing. This is a love bombing thing. They're just coming back in to cord. You may very well be energetically tied to whoever this is. But it looks like somebody's coming back in to try to tap and tag, claim, withdraw. And you know the sick and sad thing about this is that they don't have the ability to speak for themselves. If this religious leader tells your twin that they cannot have you, okay, they take whatever they're offered. But now your soul came back online. Everybody can see who you are, and now they want to come back in and tag it. But it's false hope. This marriage proposal is false hope. It's false hope. Gaslighted. Whoever this Knight of Cups, they could be a distant twin flame, somebody from a previous life who's ghosted you many, many times. They're coming back in. Ooh, you're great. You're the best. You're all this. And then they're going to what? Gaslight you, manipulate you, twist the truth, and project their inner wounds onto you. So that they can abandon your love and throw you in the trash again. This is what they do. They gain an energetic connection and then they violate you. So this is what's going on. That's really, really sad. That's really, really sad, man. So they're getting left behind. They chose not to partake in your destiny. Your soul came back online. Your energy is returning to you, and you're having a spiritual reset. You mastered yourself. They chose not to take part in your destiny. They're going to try to come in and re-up the agreement. They need to feed whatever this force is that's been protecting them and that they have been casting you to, rejecting you to, throwing you away to, doing their little magic tricks. Page of Pentacles, you know, they're challenged by your skill development. They're challenged because, see, this says, I can't help but want you physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You're all I think about when I'm alone and lost in my thoughts. Our twin flame connection drives me insane. They didn't want you. They're challenged because you developed a whole lot of skills. They did not want you. They did want to take part in your destiny, and now they can't. And now they can't. You're done explaining. Let them go insane. Go insane. Go insane, man. They're going to have eternal regret. You're done explaining. There's no more conversation. They've been laughing and partying and fucking and having a great time while you suffered. While you were out here suffering, seeking help, and they denied it. They refused you at the gate. They threw you back in the hellhole and made you come back up that mountain over and over again just to kick you back down. This person, falsely seated in this position of authority, denying powerful souls the opportunity to return home. Oh, glory to the King. They think they're so freaking great. And now they say, unseen, that they're about ready to make their decision, the final decision over who it's going to be that they're going to knock off the mountain again. Might be me. Apparently it's been many times. Except I'm not alone this time, except I don't know that it matters if this is my read, because we've got gaslighting the rose again. So you're done explaining. You're like, man, I'm done. Just, you developed your skills. You mastered yourself. You are top of the level. And now, of course, you've got this Hierophant and you've got your twin flame. They want to possess that crown. if they can contract with you, then that means that crown is theirs. And all they got to do is get rid of you and bring back Jezzy. Single. Queen of Cups is here. Emotionally stable. She's a healer. She's a lover. You know, to those who are deserving. But the majority of folks out here nowadays are just scum looking for a handout. And they don't care who they got to hurt to get it. There's gossip. People are gossiping about this Queen of Cups. Spreading misinformation about why she's single. Why she's independent. Why she's alone. Maybe they spread misinformation around that caused her to remain alone. They made him believe that you weren't really who you were. They lied. And of course, those who don't have the capacity to research the things that they base their decisions and their life upon, believed it and went ahead and fucked up everything by destroying their union with you, their power mate. And now that you got your crown, you've mastered yourself, and you got your line on and you're all back on, they want to come and claim it. They want you to give it to them. When they refuse to help you, they refuse to even see you for who and what you are. They denied you your identity. They knew full well who you were, and they've known every single lifetime when they've kicked you back off the top of that mountain. And now they're out there unseen. They're trying to figure out who it's going to be. It's between a Caucasian woman and an African woman, or an African American. Take it as it resonates. This organization operates on human sacrifice. They sacrifice the rose, and then this asshole goes ahead and takes credit for the rose's sacrifice. And they take on the persona, the gifts, the identity, and the connections to source of the sacrifice. This Hierophant is with his friends over there, determining who it shall be. So we got the Star here. They did not give you any help. You're not helping them. Stalking your socials. Breakup. Intuition. So they've broken up with your intuition. He can no longer tap into your mind, Star. This Hierophant no longer has access to the High Priestess Empress Star. He no longer has access to this consciousness or the connections to the upper dimensional spaces and places that he, as a phony, has been pretending to belong in. This Hierophant could have been rejected. They rejected you. They're blaming themselves for this breakup. They're worried about the people, but they certainly weren't worried while they were out there prostituting your energy, your flesh, your mind, lifetime after lifetime. They didn't care about you. You were just there to transmute all the nastiness while he took the credit for your suffering. Right? He's your savior. Why? Because he kept putting you back in hell to transmute the shit while everybody else called her a prostitute. And they used the image of the Father as a mansuit to torment and torture children and women. And they permitted it. It's their profit system. Apparently, there's a church out there that's not a church. It's a front for a pedophile network. And that's what it is. And it's probably this dude. Well, they have broken up with the High Priestess's intuitive knowing. The Star. They're stalking your socials. You're not helping them. They didn't want to help you. And my heart's starting to do a flutter, which means somebody's watching. And the only way that they can get it now is to actually, use that man suit and all of their technology to latch onto a frequency or the flesh and just do the man thing, right? While they pretend to be connected to God. It's ridiculous and it's sick. It's time for you to get a new beginning. You're getting a new beginning. This dude has been broken up with your consciousness. Okay, so that's exactly what's going on. This High Priestess Empress has been emancipated from she has been a prisoner of war. Apparently, there was a marriage connection centuries ago, and this jerk did not like her attitude. She did not like the fact that he wanted to go ahead and prostitute the people. She wanted marriages. She wanted solid rooted trees, generational trees. She wanted the children to have a stable, safe place. And this guy wanted to be glorified. By wearing the essence of this star. Well, okay, so the Hierophant is rejected. There's a big no. There's a breakup here. Separation, the end, and intuition. The Hierophant's been doing that. They've been rejecting the stars and the High Priestess and the Empress at the gate. And no matter what they say, no matter how many worldwide records she breaks of these most powerful men, they still refuse her access. Well, all of that is out in the upper knowing now. The bridge has been mended. God can see very clearly what these devils have been doing to the daughters of Eden, and the sons that are waiting for them. They're keeping them apart purposely. Because this is a powerful woman, full of freaking love and freaking honor and loyalty. This is a royal soul. The mother resides in all of them here who have been holding it life together amidst all of the brutality. It's insane. So she's the star, she's the healer, she's the one who brings forth life. When it gets a boo-boo, she's the one who kisses it and makes it better. She's not going to be helping this Hierophant. The Hierophant did not help her. They're stalking her socials. And she's getting a new beginning. She's resting. She's relaxing. She's getting a new beginning. Now, this is up to you on how you're going to manage this, I mean, I don't know. It could very well be, and I pray that it is, that you get a position far away from these hypocrites. Apparently, oh, okay. They're committed to you. They're committed. They could be committed to tormenting the clown that is in the home of the ascended masters, and you are soon going to meet your person. So it could be, yes, reconciled. So, freaking trauma, man. We got sunset. So you got an Ace of Cups here, proposal, marriage, Two of Cups. You could already be wed in the spirit. We got gambling. Somebody took a gamble. Somebody is taking a gamble. We've got talking to the void, no reply in the reverse. So somebody's taking a gamble. They're uncertain of the outcome. It could be that your person is getting ready to take a gamble to come forward. They're not going to leave you hanging this time. Or somebody wants to come forward, but we got blocked AF. Blocked AF, man. The sun has already set on that. So this could very well be somebody else, this Hierophant here, that has been denying you. Just take it as it resonates, because Your crown is there. You survived. You're identifiable. So the lies and the all of the nastiness that you've been swimming in that little jar they had you trapped in, they kept transferring the sin of their nasty orgies and crap onto you while you're doing shit with your energy. You're getting a new beginning. They want a new beginning. They were trying to get a new beginning by not helping you. They can see that you're getting a new beginning. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups. They might be taking a gamble, trying to get in touch with you, but they are blocked. The reply is you're blocked. So they're talking, they're taking a gamble, they're talking, and they're getting a response, but the response is you're blocked. AF. Due to the memories. There's a new commitment. It could be that there's a commitment here to bring an end to this. It could be that your protection, whoever it is that's protecting you from this Hierophant and all his cronies, his power of 3, shadow jujuers or whatever. Maybe your person is committed to knocking out those who are taking a gamble. We got the 10 of Pentacles here, and we've got fatal blow. The fact that you have this 10 of Pentacles is a fatal blow to somebody. It's irreversible damage. They can't get it back. Muted, not moved on. There's some hidden feelings. There's still somebody in the territory that's hiding their feelings about finances. They're having money trouble. They're having money problems. The apple is the key. The apple is the key. And they've been doing some crazy sexual shit, taboo stuff with the energy. Oh, they're drinking, these third-party enemies. Oh, so somebody's there wearing a smile, pretending to be... So you got a copycat in the territory. There could be a fatal blow for this copycat. They're trying to remain calm. Silence. They're trying to keep quiet. They've been dealt a fatal blow. We've got a Knight of Cups here. Prince Charming coming in. Loneliness. Distant twin. It's not me, it's trauma. Triggering, projection, inner wounds. Gaslighted, manipulated. Letting go of talent. Prince Charming, distant twin, revealing hidden truths. So your distant twin is revealing hidden truths about Knight of Cups proposals, gaslighting, manipulating, projecting inner wounds. It could be that they're getting let go, they're getting released. They have to let go of these talents. Letting go, surrender. They're losing their clairs. They're losing their talents. Somebody has to let you go. They have to give up. You've got talent. So what is this? Somebody's trying to. Their favorite weapon of war, remember, is a relationship. You've got a doppelganger that's out there for the last several thousands of years wearing your story, Divine Feminine. But your soul has come back online and it is very clear who you are. This Hierophant's been rejecting you at the freaking gate for lifetimes. He's been forcing you to lose connection with source connection. These dudes, like I've heard this curator, he said that they've burned Divine Feminine alive many times. Like they keep knocking Divine Feminine off the freaking mountain and then claiming their story as though they are so loving, as though they want to heal the world, as though they have source connection. And the only way that they have connection is by taking your crown, by siphoning your essence, your soul essence, by consuming you in their stupid little drink the blood, eat the flesh every Sunday. Yeah, it's the Christ is a woman being played, acted out by a man. Yeah. The Queen of Cups is here. These three women were spreading misinformation in order to keep the Queen of Cups alone, isolated, so that they could prostitute the energy. And, you know, I mean, I've been alone for a long, long time, but I know that I've been harvested on without consent for a long, long time. And I don't know if they've got some kind of interdimensional cameras that they can kind of, I don't know. I don't know what it looks like when they're taking energy or that, but they were talking trash about you. You're the key. Where am I? So, yeah. So, broke up with your intuition. You're getting a new beginning, commitment. This is just terrible, man. They're trash. This was forbidden. You were the key, and they needed to keep the key. You were the key into the upper dimensional spaces, and in order to get up there, they had to trap you so that they could, what? Forge your signature, dress up in your energy, be covered by your protection, wear your identity, commit crimes to defile your reputation so that you would never gain access again. Whatever. It was a very ingenious trap. For certain. And it was all run on human sacrifice, animal sacrifice, and reckless sex. Pet, animal friends. They might see you as a pet. False hope. They use you to manage their own crap. They come forward and gain a wedding vow. So these people know who we are, man. They've been doing this for lifetimes. These entities have been siphoning our life force for a long time. I mean, we should, you know, be able to live to 80, 100 longer. But what? We're lucky if we get 25, 30, 50, 60 years, whatever. And then, you know, and then people get dementia because most of their life force is being sucked right out of them. Harvested. With their technology. Oh, this is bad. The more that I read and the more that I tap into this, it's like the more I realize we actually are in a matrix that is, it's like AI augmented, and it's being powered by the organic batteries, which are souls connected to upper dimensional spaces and places, high vibrational frequencies. So we got the power of three who abandoned you, used you, who betrayed you, who came around only when convenient. We got torment. They could be tormented. Power of three are now going to get abandoned. They're going to get used only when convenient. They're going to have torment. The power of three, those magicians that's been working with this Hierophant, all who abandoned your love, who undervalued love, who threw love in the trash, who used people only when convenient. That's all coming back on them, this bondage. They took a gamble, but you transformed and you stayed firm when they were exhibiting you, circulating you, playing games with you. The hidden truth is that you're from a sunken kingdom or queendom or whatever you call them back then, Lyra, the tribe of Lyra is back. And I really believe this is it. The hidden truths about the sacrifices, what they've been doing to the daughters of these trapped prisoners of war, what they've been doing to the divine feminines of this tribe. And the bridge has been connected. The root and the crown have been united. And we got some stuff happening, folks, with the shadows here. They need a miracle. They miss you. Or you got a miracle. They miss you. You got away. They're running away. They could be drinking. This is a forgotten person maybe trying to message you. Get back in your energy. The snake, a mystery. There's an empty room now. This is the end of their opportunity to treat people like trash, to do the forbidden love, to treat people like prostitutes. It's a crime against the soul of these upper dimensional beings, these high vibrational freaking masters. They came in and destroyed their connections, their crowns, violated their minds so bad. Shut down, put blockages on their chakra system and sucked the life force out of them to dim the light of their soul so they wouldn't be recognized. And then you know what the a-holes did? They put the crown on and called it their own. Wow, tab freaking boo, man. You were the key all along, and you discovered the key about these addicts drinking up the essence of a true star, a true daughter of Eden, and living up there as them, being a Jezebel or a gigolo. You never gave up hope, and now it's time to cool down the clown, cool down the actors and the actresses. In fact, I heard somebody say something the other day about actors, and they said all the actors is what they said. I don't know what that means. Take it as it resonates. So you look for and you've investigated, you found photographic evidence. You could have received some things about finances, how people have been getting their money, or how they've been gaining money by knocking these powerful women off the top of the mountain, taking their initiation reward, their golden tickets home, dressing up a Jezebel in this powerful light and memory, and sending them up there to fuck around with the divine masculines, to steal from them this power, this wealth. This daughter of Eden. Yeah, you're about ready to, you're reconciled in spirit, and you're about ready to encounter your person, most likely. But, you know, because the problem, I mean, the puzzle has been solved. You're singing praises. When you sing your song, your soul signature is heard throughout. They know who you are. When you sing, your soul signature is what they hear. And it's not the voice per se, but it's the soul signature that can't be replicated, no matter who might be dressing themselves up in your life or trying to mimic your voice. It's kind of like soul telepathy is different than mental telepathy. These people who have been running mental telepathy, these insanity things through people's minds, or these soap operas of anger, or, you know, self-repulsion or something, you know, well, they try to sing your song, they try to mimic your voice, but they can't match the pitch. You've got divine intervention. You could be the catalyst of divine intervention that is bringing justice to the mirror, to the uninvited guest in these upper dimensional spaces, wearing other people's identities. The scales are being balanced, things are being set right, and this is divine timing. The rose is coming home. The roses are coming home. They were deceitfully trapped here, ensnared and layered in shame and blame. They were forced to actually live karmic lifestyles because they had been driven into it. So Microsoft and all this is really old technology. I mean, they've improved on it and stuff throughout their resets and such, but they drive, we're delicate transmitter receivers, communication devices, organic, you know, upper dimensional. And they can just Wi-Fi stream whatever they want through our minds. And because we're empathic, we pick it up. And sometimes it's so intense because they harden the waters and it really feels like it's coming from us, but it's not. It's coming into us, causing an effect that we then have to bring temperance to. But this anger, this disruption, this chaos, this agitation, it's not coming from us. It's coming into us for the most part. And the problem is that most of us are in such a heavy soup of population. Like, you know, there's usually multiple people in the home. Everybody's got their own drama going on, and it's affecting everybody's mood. And, you know, Sally has to worry whether, you know, Joe is going to pop the tire in the bike or whatever. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. But usually there's so much commotion that people don't get a chance to be still, to know thyself, and to know what is theirs and what is coming from an unseen source, right? Because if there is seen sources of disturbances in the environment, then it's really difficult to pick up on the unseen sources. Kind of gets mixed up in the soup, if you know what I mean. So, sorry about that. I kind of got off on a thing. We'll go ahead and I think pull this one. It's already almost an hour and a half, but I'm grateful to those of you who said that you don't mind the longer videos. I really appreciate that because it helps me if I can just take my time and not, you know, worry about time constraints. It kind of helps me with my flow when I don't have to try to manage that. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Alrighty then. So somebody's getting left behind, or there is no destiny. They walked away from a destiny with you. They had them convinced that the connection with you wasn't real. And that you were a waste of their time. But now they see that it was untrue because your soul came back online and you mastered yourself, your crown, you received your crown. You've got this huge halo. Powerful. Yeah, so we've got memories. So in the past, they were happy being single. They see that you've mastered yourself. In the past, they were happy being single. Or maybe in the past, you were happy being single. They chose not to partake in your destiny. They left you alone. They abandoned you. Okay, they chose not to partake in your destiny. They abandoned you. But your soul came back online, and it's very clear you mastered yourself. The crown is yours. You've got this magnificent light, this magnificent halo, and you're so peaceful. And that doesn't mean you don't swear once in a while or that you don't get all riled. I mean, after all, we are 7 directions, right? North, south, east, west, upper, under, and center. And then each one of those points has the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful. And by maintaining those things on a regular basis, we can ensure that we're not typically going to get a flat tire, and that if some catastrophe hits, we can still roll along pretty well. But sometimes we have to visit the south node, and sometimes that could look like, you know, or something, that typically won't be too pretty if others witness it. But if we don't manage it, like when it just hits, then it could really grow into something that could get out of hand and look really ugly or do some really big damage. So they chose not to take part in your destiny. They boogied off. They left you alone, and they're like, ew, right? They walked away from you, but your soul came back online, and it's obvious that you're a master. And that's what you've been doing in the history. They look into the memory of it, and you were happy single. They were happy single. You're happy single. You were doing you, stress-free, setting goals, career-focused, and that could have been managing yourself well. Getting your crown in order, right? Steadying the signals. So we've got the Page of Pentacles here. Somebody's challenged. They didn't want to take part in your destiny. They're challenged because you have skill development. You like overcame. You did whatever. Maybe somebody wants to learn from you now. They're not your twin flame. You're done explaining. They're going insane. Apparently they were your twin flame. They want to come back and make an investment. They didn't want to take part in your destiny. There's eternal regret here. You're done explaining. It's like you walked away. You walked away. It's like, dude, you didn't want it. What? There's a song, isn't there? They're doing love spells. So they're doing love spells. They're in eternal regret. They're doing love spells. You've got energy protection. They could be challenged by that. You're no longer alone. You've been emancipated from this sticky mess. And you've got new connections now. And they are still trying to slap this stuff around, this magical stuff. You're the Queen of Cups. Stable emotionally. Nobody can seem to rock your boat, even though you might kind of feel a little bit of this or feel a little bit of that. It's not like a big, I'm going to throw a softball through my freaking window or whatever. You're not going to do any of that because you're not there. These guys were spreading rumors. They were spreading misinformation. It was gossip. Everything they said about you was false. They said it to keep you alone. To keep you alone. They said it because they didn't want you coming together with your twin. They said it because this Hierophant rejected you at the gate, and they wanted these kinds of people up in those upper dimensional spaces to spy on the true upper dimensional, the soprano. That's what you are. You're a soprano. I mean, like, you are way up there, and you have earned the ticket back home many times, and they have burned you alive, tortured you to death many times. When you have earned the right to return home, and they have maliciously lied, they have done magical sex weird shit and laid the energy upon you to filthy you up and make it seem like it was you, just as they have done to everyone else. And it's so good because those people up there, the upper divine, now see very clearly that they have been getting robbed. They've been maliciously keeping back their own potential for advancement. They're waiting for their twin so that they can really get that power couple going and make it up another freaking level. But this Hierophant here in this realm has been holding back all of the roses and taking that, the memories and the gifts, and giving it to somebody who doesn't actually have the skill. All they have is magic. And these true High Priestess Empresses, they don't do magic. They're source connected. But the Hierophant here is a spy. He's a traitor to the upper dimensional space that has what? Given him this authority here? I don't know. Whatever. But they've been spreading malicious thoughts, lies, to keep you and your twin flame single. To keep you in isolation. Right now, they're doing love spells. They could be challenged because they did. Maybe they're in eternal regret for doing that. Maybe your twin or somebody higher than this Hierophant is like giving the smackdown because they were living in the moment. They were siphoning off of you while you suffered. They were taking all of your initiation and ascension rewards, all of these beautiful perks, long lives. You don't have to work. You got that monthly check. And what do? You go over there and you suffer, man. So what? So that the next time around, they can knock you off the mountain again and get an even greater reward? This is their job. robbing God and the daughters and the sons who deserve to come up there and actually give everybody else up there the opportunity to increase and level up yet again. But no, they have to rob the entire upper space of its opportunity to continue advancing by holding back their wives, by painting them as prostitutes and then throwing this love in the trash and telling them they're nothing but little hoe bags who have to be molested at the age of 4, vilified, defiled once more. It ain't right, man. That's not godly. It's not saintly. It's not fatherly. It's not loving. It's not fair. It's not righteous. They pretend that they love you, but they hate you. These are your enemies. They've been sleeping with us and they think of us as enemies, and that's what they do. They're here. Like, these are the uninvited guests portraying themselves as holy men, and they've been holding back the holy people of this royal family. The royalty of these sun-imbued souls. These high-value souls that can bring healing, that can reinvigorate, re-enliven, redo anything, create beauty. They hate you for it. They want your value. They want your soul value. And so in order to do that, they have to knock you back and then consume you once again and then pretend that they are that. And it's all been a lie, man. There's a breakup with your intuition, with this person who loves to hate you. You're the star. And you're getting a new beginning. They're stalking your socials. You're not helping them. You're not helping them. They didn't want to help you. You're getting a new beginning. You made it. You made it through the impossible path that they really have successfully kept you in this cycle many lifetimes of brutality. Your soul is weary. They miss you. Of course they miss you. They've been disconnected from your mind. They've been disconnected from the upper dimensional space because they've been discovered as frauds and terrorists in the domain against the beautiful children up there. And there was in the astral, there was a woman, they're fighting. And she says, this is what they're doing to our children. And she's an angel. And then they I couldn't see it, but I could hear it. They gang RP'd her in my living room, and there was nothing I could do, man. I got the vision after it was done of her sitting there. I pray that we get all of our sisters back. I pray that their sons and their daughters stop being molested and brutalized by these fraudulent religious men, holding back the mothers, the daughters of Eden from these gates. I pray that their children stop being these ones, means to an end, and that the Most High Divine can recognize the love that is coming from somebody rather than the love that somebody is dressing up in. Amen. Ace of Cups is here. There is a love, big cups of love, a proposal, a marriage. We've got the Two of Cups here. Somebody is making a gamble. They're reaching out, but they're discovering that they are blocked AF. The sun is going down. The night is falling. And we've got a commitment here, an oath, a pledge, a promise, and it's too late. The sun has set on this opportunity. It's too late. It's too late. We're committed. We're committed to the sun setting on this. So it's like the light is going out. There's a pledge. Those who gambled with love, those who like were wearing your crown and making you eat shit in the astral, who is molesting you and RAPing you and prostituting your energy, your flesh, your mind, your love. It's too late, because you've got the Ten of Pentacles here, and there could be a wealth of bombs coming, or whatever you want to call. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I'm probably gonna get flagged. Sorry there. But a bursting in air gave proof for the night. So, Ten of Pentacles, there could be a wealth of destruction. Let me say that. There could be like a whole big Ten of Pentacles of destruction coming. There could be multiple families coming to like deliver a fatal blow. Somebody is trying to hide their feelings. Somebody has been discovered as a traitor, and they've been participating in this for profit. Because they felt they got really drunk on power, and they were jealous of these beautiful crowned divine feminines. They did not want them coming back up into the territory, because these jealous little Jezzies, they knew they couldn't measure up, and that they would be seen for what they are if these sweethearts, these powerhouses who still have the capacity to love and be kind, were to come back home. They would be seen, obviously, for who they are. So they're trying to be real quiet, because they're trying to act real sweet, and they're very good actors and actresses. They've been doing this for thousands of years. So this is a system that they've perfected, or at least they thought anyway. So yeah, they're trying to be real quiet. They're trying to keep calm. Free. Assured destruction. The doctrine of mutually assured destruction prevents conflict. But these ones have been getting away with this for a very long time. The whole of the planet is suffering because of all of the chemicals that they've been using to dominate the ecosystems and the health and vitality of the planet. Irreversible damage is in sight. Facing the conflict head on could have prevented total destruction. We've got a Ten of Pentacles, a wealth. Somebody's wealth, somebody's financial security is being delivered a fatal blow, has received a fatal blow. They're hiding their feelings. They're pretending calm. They're trying to keep it silent that, you're free, that you're moving on, that you moved on, that they got let go. They got let go. They got let go. They got cut off. They're still in the territory. They got cut off. So we got a spy. We got a mole. We have a Judas, a female Judas. So there's been a fatal blow to the financial security of this person. They're keeping it silent. They're moving on, letting go, loving you, free. You are free. They want to silence you. They want to silence you. You got a freaking hit woman in the territory. You came into this Ten of Pentacles, you're coming into your dream come true. Everything. This is when they do it too, from a past life regression and memories and stuff. Right when you come into it, right when you let your guard down and everything's starting to go fine. You've got a freaking hit woman or hitman in the environment. You got your financial success, but you've got a fatal blow here. A fatal blow. Fate calm. Somebody, there's danger, freaking danger. Somebody wants to deliver to you total destruction. It's either you or them. They're in there. They've been cut off from your wealth. They might want to deliver a silent strike. You're free. They want to silence you. You're free. They want to silence your freedom to speak about what they got going on here, about your soul came back online, about your crown, about your mastery. They don't want you to help other people achieve what it is that you have overcome here. They don't want you to, I guess, tell the story about this guy keeping the divine feminine at the gate and knocking her back down and then torturing her while giving Jessia a freaking free pass up there so that she can go make your twin flame there her husband, so that this Hierophant can spy on them and get all the secrets and siphon the wealth out of those upper dimensional spaces and cause them a failure so that they can command that space too. Whoever this Hierophant is, he's not serving whoever gave the Rainbow Covenant to this master whose soul has come back online, this High Priestess Empress. So you've got somebody here wanting to deliver you a fatal blow. There's a hitman, hit woman here. They're hurting. They want to silence you. Maybe they're trying to keep quiet. They want to remain free. They don't want to go out there and get recycled. Either way, danger, freaking danger. This Knight of, so yeah, don't get distracted, because you got somebody here. You got your wealth, but now we got a fatal blow by somebody who's muted but not moved on. They're moving silently. They want to keep you silent. They want to silence your freedom to speak, to move on. Yeah, they want to take your life. They don't want you to move on. This is a hitman or a hit woman smiling in your face. Backstabber, deceiver, Knight of Cups, coming forward, lonely. So there's a Knight of Cups coming forward. They're pretending to be your distant twin flame. They're going to project onto you. They're going to gaslight you. They're going to try to manipulate you. They want you to surrender your talent. They want you to contract with them and give up your talent. It's a mind game. A while back, I heard a female state that all it takes is a verbal exchange in order to do a transfer. So be very cautious who you're speaking to, who you're allowing into your toroidal field. Be careful what you say on the phone. Two of Pentacles is here. Adaptability. There's you were able to adapt. You're able to adapt. Unity and diversity. There's an oath here. You're making decisions. You're dedicated. Divinely guided toward union. We've got, you always come back, animal friends. So, yeah. Your twin flame is there, out there somewhere. It's too late for this. You got a Knight of Cups coming in, pretending to be your lonely, distant twin flame. They're saying, oh, you know, it's my inner wounds. I left. I didn't realize that it was you. I'm so sorry. They're playing a game. They knew it was. I mean, these people, they're not your twin flame. I mean, they might have been at one time, but they certainly aren't anymore, because these contracts were over a while back. God kind of, whatever contracts needed to be severed have been severed. So what somebody's trying to get back into get back in your thing. Now, somebody wants to be done with this by the end of April. They want to just knock you out of the playing field. They want to command your output, and to do that, they need to contract you. They need a relationship, a partnership. They need the permission to get aboard your ship, to drive your ship, and to speak for you, to use your energy, to dress somebody up in it with their little magic. I don't know if they can even do that anymore, but you were able to maintain your balance. They left you alone. You always come back. Pet. They think of you a pet. They treat you like a dog. Effed up over you. You could have animal friends that are effing up this person. Could be sacrifices that they've done to the animals who are your friends. Could be the Lyrans. Could be the Lyrans. Perhaps you're related. They're protecting you from this oh so familiar plan. Power of 3 there. Working in the night. Working in the night. Trying to build something. We've got abandonment. Abandonment. So these powers of 3, whoever has been collaborating against your crown, against your soul, against your light, by messing with you in this way, well, it looks to me like they're going to get abandoned. Because they were only using you when convenient. It's like there's some kind of torment. God is fed up with this. God's fed up with it. He's fed up with this abandonment issue. This torment. This stupid shit. And it's like, you know, it's like God. It's like a, you know, when people do magic on people who don't do magic, it's just so rude, man. It's like, it's not even a competition. How could they possibly call that a competition? That's like a you know, a father having a boxing match with his 5-year-old son and saying, I'm a conqueror, you know? Or a man wrestling with a female, and you know, in a sport or whatever, and then saying they're the best of this particular whatever, you know. It's just like, it just doesn't make sense to me. There's why? I don't think it has too much to do with the females at all, to be honest with you. I think this person wants to be God. This person wants that upper dimensional kingdom of the Lyrans, of the lion. And now the lion and the jaguar are together here, and this person who's been holding back the daughters, they've been holding back all of the daughters of Lyra. RAPing them, prostituting them, broadcasting it all over the universe. How they're nothing but whores, 2-bit, 2 nothing, whatever. These are the upper dimensional daughters of Eden. They would not allow, and then they've been infiltrating that place by keeping you back and then sending up a Jesse wearing your face and your energy and stuff. They can marry your twin and then suck the life and the money and the wealth out of everything, binding your twin, binding everybody. They could just create all kinds of havoc. And it's what they've done. God's fed up with it. They left you hanging. It's goodbye. Those who left you hanging it's goodbye. God's fed up. They left you hanging. They're fed up with these people leaving you hanging and saying goodbye. Tormenting you. These shady mask wearers and their reckless sex are feeling like shit. They're feeling like a real jackass. Massive regrets for how they treated family. Pimps. They pimped out their family, man. Oh, so I see you want to be a dad, do you? They pimped out their freaking family. These people all participated in pimping out the daughters of Eden, these daughters that belong in these upper dimensional spaces, these daughters of the lion. And there's been somebody else wearing their crown, taking credit for their stuff, and then defiling their name. There's shocking news. Shocking news is You still love yourself, Divine Feminine, and you learned all of your karmic lessons. They can't trap you. They can't keep you. You're ready for romance. You've been mirroring romance. You want romance. It's all you've ever been. Everything you've put into your mirror has been romance, and anything that anybody else has been putting into your mirror, they're responsible for. As a matter of fact, those who've been mirroring you are losing sleep. They could be sending out love messages. They could be trapped. Maybe they're trying to trap somebody else. They're losing sleep trying to get it. Maybe they're replaying the events of trapping you in this way. You have a secret GPS. Your GPS is secret to those who are fake busy, those who've been doing nothing except siphoning your energy and getting off easy, siphoning your illumination, your truth, your intellectual property, using your mind as a connector and a bridge to these upper dimensional spaces so that they could go up there wearing your face, spending your spiritual wealth. Yeah, so those who were up there doing this really crap stuff, they're in trouble now. They're running. Mr. Arrogant wanted it his way, and he took these ones up there, and they were wearing your face, and they were betraying themselves in this toxic lifestyle. Now, in your world, in this 3D dimension, you may have worn this karmic personality at some point, because that's what they do. They transfer a karmic personality for this grand, beautiful crown, right? So that they can fake it for a little while you kind of are drowning in the hardened waters of this thing. It's so bad. And when they hit you right at puberty, you know, it really messes you up. That's when they got me, right at puberty, man. It was so bad. It's been a long path. So the true colors are seen, and you're turning your back, and they're not happy. This person who's been mimicking you, it's like, get out. Nobody wants, and the one that she's been working with to keep you trapped here is in heartbreak, because they're closing the cycle. We're closing the cycle where there's a separation. They got to leave you alone. There's a separation. They might be getting readings on you. They're having some anxiety. They might be under pressure. Divine Masculine is getting his wish. He's getting his Divine Feminine, finally. These religious people who had them convinced and mind-effed, you know, that you weren't who you were. It's clear now, because you mastered yourself. Your soul came back online. You purified yourself of all of that nastiness that they had been covering you in. They're ashamed and guilty now. There's a funeral here. There's no employment. It's like everything that they have enjoyed is now in the end. They got to get a job, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get a job. I don't know how they're going to support themselves, to be quite honest, because they weren't you. They were pretending. This thug didn't want any strings. They weren't you. This thug was up there, and they were with somebody that was supposed to be you, but it wasn't you. What's going on? And it could very well be that there's a thug here working for this guy. That could be the thug that did you wrong, you know, lifetimes ago. They didn't want any strings. They didn't want the daughters going back home. They wanted to destroy the roses. These rosy boys. These thugs. They're real mad. They want to shut you up. They want to shut me up. They don't want people knowing the story, but it is what it is. Your soul came back online. You mastered yourself. You're right there in the history. And now you got these guys. They said that they were going to unalive the most powerful two. The male and female power couple, or, you know, the most powerful two females, the most powerful two couples. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. But the thug wants no strings. They don't want these power couples coming together in these upper dimensional spaces because they're in war. They're in a karmic firestorm right now. Oh, yes, they are. Because they're tricky illusionists using marriage. Their favorite weapon of war is marriage, relationship. These contracts, they get themselves inserted into the family tree, and then they start consuming the family tree. Somebody's drinking to cope. Your spiritual gifts, you have been united. So you and your person are united in the spirit. And you got some folks out here taking a gamble. There's legal matters. There's legal matters here. And we got a psycho who doesn't want to let go. They're all up in their feelings. They're going to try to sweet talk somebody and get some kind of a sex thing. Maybe they're addicted to the sex of twin flames. They're addicted to your energy. They're addicted to your top level crowned royal energy. And they're blocked. They're blocked. Their prayers are rejected. Their prayers are rejected to the Most High, who you are a beloved child of. So their prayers are being rejected because they were having workplace affairs and bumping heads with people, and then Jezebel was using their intellectual property and pretending that it was theirs and leading people down a path of incoherency. They were leading them astray. They were teaching them how to be energy harvesters, how to be invisible whores, as well as seen ones. So it's just terrible. So these who have karmic ties with each other and spying on you from secret accounts, perhaps doing things on secret accounts, wearing your face or whatever, they're getting arrested. There's a police station because they're detached from the queen bee, or the queen bee who they had been feasting on, who they had been side hustling, has detached. They didn't want any strings attached, and there are no strings attached now. The boss bitch has stepped up. And it's too late. It's goodbye. The Most High God, who recognizes, who has identified this queen bee, this high priestess empress, as a master, as a royal daughter with this crown. Her soul came back online. Her energy is being returned. These people they're going to be in eternal regret for what they did here. Yeah. Well, it's over 2 hours. I think I'm just going to leave this one. I hope that this clarifies something that you already intuitively knew. So now just know that, yeah, these guys apparently, they're down to their final decision or whatever about whoever it is that they're going to try to unalive and harvest for their utopia or whatever. So just be aware of that. Get your prayers up, or get your mental connected to your higher self, your higher family. Just make sure that you're doing your thing, because something is going to happen real soon. Be careful in the environment here. This Knight of Cups is coming in to pretend to be your long lost twin flame, okay? And they're going to gaslight you, or they're going to try to gaslight you. And it could very well be that whoever your distant twin flame was, who released you, who let you go, will be eternally regretful because they were following the instruction of these guys. And it could very well be that they have to let go of the talent that they have because they used it to backstab you. So take it as it resonates. Whatever this is, I think that this is a previous life that kind of has been following you around and making certain that you remain traumatized, specifically at the end of the season when you're about ready to get your golden ticket and return home. They burned the bridge, but you were able to bring it back online. So everything is known about you being single forever. They abandoned you. They abandoned you a long, long time ago. And then they've been defiling you ever since. And not only you, but they've been desecrating everybody and everything. They have to step down, Spirit said, and they're upset about it. They think that if they can get the right sacrifice, that they can turn it around. And that's what they're telling each other. So, we'll just have to wait and see what God has to say about that, because, I hear what I hear, but, God hears all. So I don't know if their plans will be successful, or if they will be permitted to even insult the integrity of the energy of any of their targets. I pray they don't. See you on the next one, everybody. Bye.